We spend our lives chasing things: love, success, money, respect. We think that if we want it bad enough, if we fight hard enough, we'll get it. But here's the strange truth: the more you chase, the more it runs. What if everything you've been taught about getting what you want is backward? Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about trusting. It's about loosening the grip on what you think you need, so life can give you what you actually need. Buddha called it non-attachment. The Taoists called it wu-wei, action. Without force. This isn't just spiritual poetry, it's how life really works. When you finally stop forcing, things begin to flow. But why is this so hard to believe? Why do we keep holding on so tightly? We think we're in control, that if we just work harder, plan more, stay alert, we can make life do what we want. But deep down, we know it's not true. Storms come, people leave, plans fall apart. No matter how much we try, life moves in its own mysterious way. Control is an illusion. And holding on too tightly only creates suffering. When we cling to outcomes, we get anxious. When we resist change, we feel lost. Ancient teachings have always said, surrender is the doorway to peace. Not because life is passive, but because life is wise. When we stop trying to control everything, we open the space for miracles to enter. Letting go sounds beautiful until you actually try it. Why? Because fear kicks in. What if nothing comes? What if I lose everything? What if I fall behind? These questions come from the ego, the part of you that needs certainty, validation, and control to feel safe. But this fear is not the truth, it's a story, a survival instinct, something you learned from a world that taught you to fear the unknown. In truth, letting go isn't the end, it's the beginning. Think of the caterpillar. It has to dissolve in the cocoon to become a butterfly. Surrender feels like dying, but it's actually transformation. So ask yourself, what are you really afraid to lose? And what might be waiting on the other side of that fear? Letting go doesn't mean doing nothing. It means acting without attachment to the result. When you surrender, you don't stop living. You stop resisting. You do your best. And then trust life to handle the rest. This is the path of true power. Spiritual masters, artists, inventors, they all say the same thing. Their greatest moments came when they let go, when they stopped thinking and flowed. Einstein said he didn't discover ideas, he received them. Jesus spoke of surrendering to the will of the Father. The Bhagavad Gita says, "You have the right to action, not to the fruits of your action." This is not weakness. This is freedom. When you stop clinging, you stop suffering. And when you stop chasing, and life begins chasing you. We're taught that life is a straight line. Set goals. Take action. Get results. But the universe is more like a spiral. It moves in strange, unseen ways. Sometimes you're delayed, for a reason. Sometimes doors close, to redirect you. When you let go, you stop fighting the flow. And when you stop fighting, you start aligning. Opportunities, people, and ideas show up not when you force them, but when you're ready. It's not magic. It's alignment. Have you ever noticed how solutions appear when you stop obsessing? How love finds you when you stop looking? This is the deeper truth. Life listens, but only when you're quiet enough to hear it. Letting go is really about one thing: trust, not in the world, not in people, but in yourself, in life, in something deeper. When you let go, you're saying, I don't need to control everything. I trust that I'll be okay. That trust is your power. It doesn't mean nothing bad will ever happen. It means you won't be broken when it does, because now you're flowing with life, not against it. This kind of trust changes everything. You sleep better. You breathe deeper. You stop needing to prove yourself. You realize you are already enough. And life is already unfolding. Here's the truth no one tells you when you let go. Everything you truly need begins to come to you, not always in the way you expect, not always on your timeline, but in the way your soul has always needed. Let go of the noise, let go of the fear, and watch what finds you. We spend our whole lives chasing things: love, success, meaning, peace. But here's the paradox. The more you chase, the more they run away. What if the very act of trying is what blocks the flow? This idea feels strange at first. We're told to fight, hustle, plan, hold on tight. But ancient wisdom says something different, something softer. Let go and you will receive. In Buddhism, they say attachment is the root of suffering. The Taoists speak of flowing like water, effortless, open, free. Even in modern psychology, there's truth here. The more you resist, the more it persists. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting. It means stopping the inner war, releasing the grip, allowing life to move through you instead of trying to control it. And strangely, that's when things begin to fall into place. We think we're in control, that if we just try hard enough, plan well enough, think long enough, we can make everything go our way. But how much of life have you actually controlled? Did you choose where you were born? What family you grew up in? The thoughts that appear in your mind? Control is comforting, but it's mostly an illusion. The truth is, life is uncertain. The river flows where it wants, and the tighter you grip, the more anxious you feel. The more plans you make, the more you fear they'll fall apart. The Stoics knew this. They said, focus only on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts. Let go of the rest. When you release the need to control outcomes, you open the door to peace. Life becomes lighter, more surprising, more alive. Because letting go doesn't mean chaos, it means trust. Surrender is not weakness, it is the deepest strength. To surrender means to stop fighting what is, to say, I don't know where this is going, but I trust that something deeper does. In Hindu teachings, surrender is called Ishvara Pranidhana, offering your will to something higher. In Christianity, Jesus said, not my will, but yours be done. True surrender isn't passive, it's active. It means showing up with open hands, not clenched fists. It means working with life, not against it. And strangely, like surrender creates space. When you stop pushing, things start flowing. When you stop forcing, answers appear. People show up, doors open, life begins to move. With you, not just around you, because sometimes what you're looking for is already on its way. It just needs you to stop getting in the way. Most of us live in our heads, constantly thinking, worrying, planning, remembering, but beneath all that noise, there is a stillness, a place where everything feels okay, even if nothing is perfect. A quiet knowing, a gentle peace. This stillness can't be found through effort. You can't think your way to it. You can't buy it or earn it. You can only sink into it by letting go. The mystics called this the divine silence. The Buddhists call it emptiness, full of potential. The Taoists called it the way. In this stillness, you're not chasing life. You are life. You're not trying to win. You're already whole. And when you rest here, even for a moment, something shifts. Life feels less like a problem to solve and more like a mystery to explore. Nature never forces. It flows. The river doesn't rush. The tree doesn't try to grow. The seasons don't panic when things change. They just trust the process. And yet, look how much beauty they create. The Tao teaches us to live like water, soft, adaptable, but powerful. Water bends around obstacles. It finds its way not by fighting but by flowing. When you let go, you begin to move like nature, with rhythm, with ease, with trust. You stop resisting what is and start dancing with it. You become like the wind, free, unpredictable, but always true to yourself. Nature doesn't try to succeed, and yet it never fails. What if your life could move like that? There's a strange law of life. When you truly let go, not as a trick, not as a strategy, but from the heart, life responds. The relationship you stopped obsessing over, it begins to heal. The job you stopped chasing, the right opportunity appears. The peace you stopped forcing, it finds you in silence. This isn't magic, it's alignment. When you stop grabbing, you make room to receive. When you stop shouting, you start hearing. When you stop pushing, you start moving. Letting go isn't about losing, it's about trusting. There's a bigger picture you can't see yet, and that life is not against you. It's waiting for you to get out of your own way. Let's ask a final question. Who are you without the chase? Without the striving, the proving, the gripping, the planning? Are you still worthy? Are you still whole? The answer is yes, always yes. Because underneath all the chasing, you are already complete. Already enough. Already held by something greater. You don't need to force the sun to rise. You don't need to make the tide come in. And you don't need to chase life for it to love you. Let go. Breathe. Trust. Because when you let go, everything you were looking for begins to find you. We spend our lives chasing, but chasing pushes things away. Letting go invites them in. Real peace begins when we stop trying to control everything. You don't control nearly as much as you think, and that's okay. Freedom starts when you stop needing control.